Hey folks, Todd here. Today we're going to install the Husky Liners Guardian Comfort van mat on this 2024 Ford Transit. The tools we'll be using for this installation are a screw gun with a 6mm socket, 7/32 socket, fastener removal tool, a precision flat blade screwdriver, and a utility knife. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do is remove this rear sill plate. Now we've got 5 screws holding this in. They're underneath these plastic covers. Now these have 3 little lobes on the inside. So best way to do it is from the inside, we're going to hit this side of the lug, pry it up with a flat blade screwdriver. All right, when these go back in, because we will be replacing those, just take a look at where the 3 notches are and where the bump outs are, and then line them up and push them back in. Next, what we'll be doing is using a 6mm socket to pull out the screw. Go ahead and do that to the other 4. All right, just lift it off and put it out of the way. Okay, next what we're going to do is remove our side sill plate. We've got 4 screws underneath these caps. They're going to come out the exact same way. However, these screws are a smaller screw, so we'll be using a 7/32 instead of a 6mm. All right, next we're going to use a fastener removal tool to remove these 2 plastic fasteners that hold down the edges here, and then we'll pop this loose and pull this free. Next, we'll go ahead and pull out our factory floor mat and pad. To get the liner ready to go into the van, we went ahead and unrolled it out of the box and set some weight on the corners, let it sit and relax for a couple of hours. And now we can go ahead and put it back in. Just go ahead and pull in the sides and slide it in pretty much the same way that the factory liner came out. Okay, now we can go ahead and reinstall the rear sill plate the same way it came off. Just make sure that when you put the screws back in, don't over torque them, because this is just plastic and they should strip it out real easy. Okay, now on some of your applications, the material may need to be trimmed back. So if we look at where this line is right here, this kind of comes in a couple of inches from the side, so we're going to need to trim back. So what we'll see when we set this in place on top, we're hanging over a good bit, so we're going to need to come in and run from this line here all the way over, and then where this is here, we're going to need to come from here back, so just basically follow this line up, and then we want to make sure we're about 1 inch back from this line here. So we're going to cut right along here and then bring it in over here. Okay, next we can go ahead and reinstall our step tread and also all of the fasteners. Well, it's just that simple, and that concludes the installation.